Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm in London. We're doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today, God Still Needs People. Nehemiah 5:15. The former governors that had been before we were chargeable unto the people, and had taken them bread and wine, beside 40 shekels of silver. Yea, even their servants bear rule over the people. Excuse me. The children of Israel were taken captive to Babylon because they separated from God and no longer felt that it was their duty to maintain principles unadulterated by the sentiments of the nations around them. Because of their separation from God, the Lord humbled them. He could not work for their prosperity. He could not fulfill his covenant with them while they were untrue to the principles he had given them to zealously maintain, that they might be kept from the methods and practices of the heathen nations who dishonored God. He left them to their own ways, and the innocent suffered with the sinners in Zion. But among the children of Israel there were Christian patriots who were as true as steel to principle, and upon these loyal and true men the Lord looked with great pleasure. They had to suffer with the guilty, but in the providence of God, this captivity was the means of bringing them to the front. Their example of untarnished integrity while captives at Babylon shines with heaven's luster. Many of the Lord's chosen people had proved themselves untrustworthy. They separated from God and became selfish, scheming, and dishonorable. The part played by Daniel and his fellows and by Ezra and Nehemiah was in marked contrast to this, and the Lord specially blessed these men for standing firmly for the right. Nehemiah was chosen by God because he was willing to cooperate with God as a restorer. He would not be led and corrupted by the devices of unprincipled men who had been hired to do an evil work. He would not allow them to intimidate him into following a cowardly course. When he saw wrong principles being acted upon, he did not stand by as an onlooker and by his silence give consent. He did not leave the people to conclude that he would stand on the wrong side. He took a firm, unyielding stand for the right. He would not lend one jot of influence to the perversion of the principles that God had established. Whatever course others might pursue, he could say, "So did not I," because of the fear of God. God still needs people. So this focuses on Israel, the people of Israel, and how they turned away from God, and thus Babylon took them all captive, or took the portion of them captive, and they remained separated from God. But there were the few which were named. You had Daniel and the Hebrew boys, Ezra, Nehemiah, all named here, that stayed true to God and were used by God as an example for others to know God. Daniel led people to God by the lion's den incident. The Hebrew boys led people to God through the furnace incident. Nehemiah, by his principles of unyielding, standing up and not yielding to all the attempts and the trials that the people offered when he was rebuilding the wall. Ezra, he stayed true as the priest. God knows what we're going through, what we're about to go through. God stands by you. He has his angels all around you. But he expects you to stand for him, knowing full well what is right. And if you don't, he doesn't walk away, but he stands by and watches, because you then have to reap the consequences of your decisions. You can still find your way back to the path. It's just a little bit of a longer journey, harder journey. But whatever course whatever course the Israelites pursued, Nehemiah, I did not because of the fear of God. We should also be able to say, we did not because of the fear of God. Stand true.